It was providential, you know. This is something that mothers had been waiting for and needed.
We never knew we were going to become such close friends and work so closely together, but we did.
We were not held in high regard for a long, long time.
I mean, we were thought by a lot of people not as these wonderful women, but selfish women who were putting our babies at risk in order to prove a point.
In the beginning, they were 7. Mary Ann Cahill, Marion Thompson, Betty Wagner, Mary Ann Kerwin, Edwina Froelich, Viola Lennon and Mary White. 60 years on, we've lost Betty, Edwina, Vi, Mary Ann Cahill and Mary White. But for Marion Thompson and Mary Ann Kerwin, the memories are as fresh as ever.
Some of them had a lot more experience with breastfeeding. I mean, Mary White was one of our inspirations because she was the first one we ever saw nurse in public. I one time was leading a panel at church, and Mary was on my panel and sitting next to me, and she had brought her new baby, and all of a sudden I'm hearing this sucking sound, and I realized Mary was nursing her baby at a church event. I had never seen anything like that before, but she's the one who gave us courage to do that because she did it so well.
6 of the 7 founding mothers went to Dr. Greg White. He was a family physician.
Let's talk about Dr. White because he really was pivotal.
Most mothers were being told not to breastfeed by their doctors for a wide variety of reasons. So a mother really had to hear from another doctor that it was all right. That was the only way mothers could be reassured it had to be by a medical person that it was all right to breastfeed. We could have said it, till we were blue in the face, but they needed that reassurance from another doctor.
He is the one who actually came up with the name.
Could you pronounce it?
No, we didn't know in the beginning. We called it La Leche. We thought it was French, and then we found out it was really Spanish.
Did you feel radical at the time?
Yes. Oh, yes.
We were thought by a lot of people not as these wonderful women, but selfish women who were putting our babies at risk in order to prove a point. When we came out with the Blue Book Manual, the whole idea about talking about exclusive breastfeeding till the middle of the first year, that just got doctors very upset.
People thought we were really hurting our children, hurting our babies.
Princess Grace's attendance at the 1971 International Conference in Chicago was a turning point for the organisation.
I had never considered anything else but breastfeeding when I should have children.
She was so gracious.
She
just did everything to make her presence felt. She gave us the seal of approval that we needed.
It was an exciting time, which Mary Ann Cahill reflected on shortly before she died.
The phenomenal growth. It truly was. Well, it confirmed with us that this is something mothers were looking for. It was important to them. It was exciting, and I think we also thought, how are we going to keep up with that work? We got enough to do here. But then we found mothers in those places just tell us kind of what to do with it. And it works.
Today, where people get their breastfeeding information from is far different to what it was even 10 years ago, 20 years ago. How do we evolve with that continuing?
Well, on Facebook, probably, yes. Well, I think we have to be there.
But I hope at the same time we will keep trying to move them toward group support.
Yes.
Because there's nothing like being in a community of breastfeeding women. You don't just get that one problem answered.
No.
You see other mothers who have handled it before in different ways, and it wasn't any big deal, and it wasn't the end of the world like you think it is now. So being around other breastfeeding mothers is really a bonus.
It's group therapy, you know that.
Spending time with the founders, it became clear their journey has been filled with optimism and much happiness.
The highs is just how grateful I am for what this has brought into my life. Having a chance to help others, I mean, what can be more fulfilling?
I say much the same. It's the richness that the Leche League has brought to my life, personally and friendship. Yeah, we're rich in friendship, and our families, you know, seeing them all blossom so beautifully, yeah. We've been repaid 1,000-fold.
For my own family, and I'm sure many of yours, La Leche League has been an integral part of our breastfeeding journey.
I think it's impossible to quantify the impact that your actions have had. I don't think you can.
We do lots of things in our lives, but what you have done is singular, remarkable, and splendid.
Do you want to write that down?
Yeah.
These are remarkable women. From young mothers with a deep sense of family values, they grew as the vision they had became a national and then a worldwide organisation. They stayed the course, and the world is a better place because they lived in it. It is that legacy that we inherit.